Totem Pole, 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 Totem Pole.
Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here. Oregon, Indiana, let's freaking go. Who do we got, guys? We called it last night with an unbelievable comeback at the very last minute there by the U. We called that. What do we got? This game is about to start right now. What do you got, Lambo? You're in the green over there. You look like you're ready to go for Oregon. Let's hear about it.
Look, man, Totem Pole Nation, the road to the Natty. Oregon, number 5, Oregon versus 1, Indiana. Game is right now on ESPN at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Look, man, tonight is the low man hits the biggest stage. We got a massive college football playoff semifinal at the Peach Bowl, and this one is personal. It's a Big Ten rematch with a trip to Miami for the national championship game on the line. There's high stakes. The Heisman versus the revenge. Fernando Mendoza leads the undefeated Hoosiers 14-0. Can Dante Moore and the Ducks 13-1 play the spoiler advantage, their only loss in the season? Now they got some key injuries in today's game as well. Oregon's backfield is going to be very, very thin. Jordan Davison is out. All eyes are going to be on Noah Wington. If he can't go 100%, the Ducks' offense becomes one-dimensional real fast. The winner gets Miami. The number 10 Hurricanes are already waiting for the national championship game after their throw last night. Indiana is a 3.5-point favorite, but we know in the playoffs, the team with the best leverage wins. My pick is going to be Oregon Ducks. Don't sleep on Dan Lanning and the adjustments. I'm taking the Ducks in the upset. 24-21. Coach Bald, who do you have in tonight's matchup?
Wow, that is a huge prediction here. I got on the Red Totem Pole Nation shirt, and Fernando Mendoza, he is the best. He is the most highest rated guy from an Indiana school since who? My man 33. He's a modern day Larry Bird, Larry Legend. You're seeing this guy on the football field. These guys came out of nowhere. They've smacked everybody around. They get another chance to smack these guys around. It was a great matchup that first game. In the fourth quarter, 7 minutes to go, tied up 20-20. So I think what they've done is they watched a lot of film of what Texas Tech did. Texas Tech did not win that game, but they did slow those guys down. I think they got extra film on them. These guys are hungry. They're physical. They just whooped up on Alabama. They just smoked Alabama up front on both sides of the ball. I look for that to carry over in this game. I got Indiana 34-10, a beatdown.
All right, we got some
Coach Taylor.
We got some comments that I get the choice pick. Cooper is the GOAT. Here we go. We have a new guy. Wyatt Burdick says, yes, Totem Pole Nation is back. What's up? Hello, Coach Bald. Didn't know you were in the channel. Indiana for the win. They just have a better team overall. Coach Troy, you're looking a little rough. Are you sick? I am. Matty Ice says Indiana wins 35-17. John Parham says Indiana 27.
Matty Ice.
Cooper,
wow, we're worldwide, man. We got people tuning in from Michigan. Coach Taylor, how does that make you feel hearing that name again? Matty Ice.
I love Matty Ice.
67. Indiana will probably win, and John Parham says great game last night. All right, go ahead.
Oh, man, great insight, guys. Great insight.
I'm going
Coach Taylor,
Oregon.
What's up, buddy?
I'm going Oregon. Yeah. I feel like I got hit by a Mack truck.
Yeah.
I think the Mack truck won.
Yeah. Look, man, we are excited for this game tonight. Totem Pole Nation. Look, I'm looking at the discipline in the trenches. Indiana has been a machine all year, but Oregon is coming in with nothing to lose mentality. This isn't about a rematch of a 30-20 game in October. This is about who adjusted their scheme over the last 2 months. I'm watching the Ducks front seven to see if they can finally get home on Mendoza. And for me as a tight ends coach, I'm eyeing the tight end play tonight for Oregon. Kenyon Sakui is a nightmare matchup if they use the right in the red end zone. On the other side, Indiana's Fernando Mendoza just won the Heisman for a reason, and his efficiency is off the charts. As a tight end coach at VSU, I'm looking at how these officers use their big bodies to create leverage in the run game and open up those RPO lanes. Cooper is the GOAT, says, hope Miami wins the championship. Always have been a big fan of Miami teams. Matty Ice says, Coach Taylor, much love, my brother. Matty Ice says, Indiana D, too good. Yes, we are so excited. Are y'all excited about this game, Coach Ball and Coach Taylor? What does this game mean to both of y'all as coaches? What does it mean to y'all?
What do you think, Coach Ball?
Yeah,
what does
man.
it mean to you?
This is what you start the 2-a-day workouts in. This is what you get recruited for right here. It's moments like this. You know, it's moments like this. I cannot wait. I'm excited. I'm just watching Mario Cristobal square up there to Pat McCaffrey. I like Cristobal in the trenches. That's a Miami guy right there, known for battling in the trenches, and just seeing what they did last night, man, that had me excited. And just seeing this Indiana team, man, just come out of nowhere. I mean, the last three years ago, bottom feeders, just to see them come back, it just shows you that anything is possible in college football with this NIL and all these deals and everything. But at the end of the day, man, the best teams are always going to win. It's not always going to be the best players. The best teams are always going to win. Mm-hmm. Man, this Indiana team, like I said, these guys came out of nowhere, but they look like, they got the offensive lines, those powerful Washington and Iowas of the Big Ten, and then the skill set they got. I mean, outspeeding Alabama, that's no joke. So to see them guys playing in this game and a rematch, like you said, Lambeau, only one loss Oregon has. Their only loss is to Indiana. So it's hard to beat a team twice. You were talking about that, Coach Taylor. Why is it so hard to beat a really good team twice, Coach?
Because one team won and one team lost, and it always seems like the team that lost the first time wants to win more the second time. And I'm trying to find the game. I'm on the Skycast. I don't know why I keep going to the Skycast. Does anybody watch Skycast? Put it in the chat.
I've never heard of that, but that's why we are the low man on the pole. If there is
we are.
Independent way that we can watch a football game. If there's a bootleg system that we can watch, we're gonna find it, and we're gonna find it out, and we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna tell all our friends about it. That's what it's all about. Right. It's all about connections, baby. For the Pole Nation, we are live.
Cooper is the GOAT. Cooper is the GOAT, 6-7. Very excited. Will be a good game. Thank you for tuning in to Totem Pole Nation. Matty Ice, don't think the Ducks D can stop Indiana O. Indiana wins the national championship. Matty Ice, thank you for your comment. As coaches, a game like this, number 5 Oregon versus number 1 Indiana in the college football semifinals, isn't just a matchup. It's a masterclass in the program, building schematic adjustments. When you're looking at it from the sidelines, as Troy Taylor, a Fort Union coach on Virginia State side, and me, Lambeau Lancaster, the X's and O's take on a deeper meaning as coaches. Welder Fence says, please tell me, is Aaron Rodgers is riding off into the sunset with a ring this year? The answer would be no. But also, this game is the ultimate game of chess, not checkers. In the coaching world, rematches are nightmares and a dream. Indiana won the first meeting 30-20 in October. But as coaches, we know film from that game is not a weapon. Now, I'm going to speak for Troy Taylor for a little bit till he gets better. But from Troy Taylor's side, from Coach Taylor's view, at FUMA, we preach discipline and adapting to the enemy's change in tactics. Dan Lanning, Oregon, has to show that he's fixed the protection issues that led to 6 sacks in their first game. For Kirk Cignetti, Indiana, the challenge is avoiding paralysis by analysts. Do you stick with the blitzes that work, or do you assume they coached up the counter? The coaching lesson in this is about self-scouting. The best coaches tonight aren't just watching the opponent. They're watching their own tendencies to make sure that they aren't being predictable. Cooper is the GOAT. When Indiana dominates Oregon and then Miami puts up another insane game and gets the championship done. The physicality and the low man leverage. The totem pole mantra, the low man always wins, is the literal truth in this game. Being at VSU, constantly teaching my tight ends that they are the hinge of the offense. Tonight, I'm watching how Indiana uses their tight ends to neutralize Oregon's edge rush. Indiana leads the nation in scoring defense because they stay lower, strike harder, and play more disciplined football. Oregon has a blue chip talent, but Indiana has the better blue collar execution. And the coach's lesson is talent is a floor, but technique is the ceiling. As coaches, we love seeing a lesser recruited roster like Indiana's played with fundamental perfection that Kirk Cignetti demands. How do y'all feel about that, Coach Bald?
You're on fire. You're on fire tonight.
I'm fired up.
Dan Lanning looks like he forgot to get dressed. Dan Lanning looks like he just rolled out of bed, dude. He looks like he still got his pajamas on. What is going on? Wow. Lambeau is on fire.
I'm ready.
What do you think, Coach Ball?
Man, I'm excited about it, man. I like it, man. He brought the fire. He woke up with violence on his mind this morning. Yeah. That game had him ready to go recruit some big tight ends out of the state of Florida. And guess what? There's a lot of them here, man. I can't wait for you to come visit. When are you guys gonna make an official visit down here to check out some talent? Because it's not far. It's right around the corner from me. And I got the key to get in. I got the code. They hooked me up with the code. That's how much they like me around here, man. I'm excited about it. And this game, man, I'm fired up about it. Like you said, you got two teams, that have just put it all on the line this year. They've walked the line. They've rolled through the playoffs, and here they are for this big, humongous rematch. And, it seemed like Indiana really had their backs against the wall last week with a red-hot Alabama coming off of 17 straight points that that Alabama went down. They came back and boat raced. They boat raced Oklahoma and then came out and got beat down 17-0 in the first quarter against these guys. Indiana.
I'm changing my pick.
Oregon, I tell you what, with Oregon, too, they played two completely different games. The first game was a shootout, blowout, but then they let them come back again at the very end there against James Madison. And then last week was just a street fight. It was a dog fight.
I'm changing my pick. I'm changing my pick. Indiana.
Who you got? You're going
Indiana.
You're going with Indiana.
I've been studying Kurt Cignetti.
What stands out to him about you, Coach? What makes him stand out to you? And he reminds me of Dan Aykroyd in Tommy Boy, the car salesman, the hair, the look, the forehead, dude.
He reminds me of an older version of myself. He's like,
hey, man.
Dan Aykroyd. Dude, the guy worked for Johnny Majors. He worked for Nick Saban.
Wow.
He grew up in the locker room with Bobby Bowden. The guy's like a football historian. He knows everything about every coach that ever lived. I mean, he has become them. I got to go with Cignetti.
Matty Ice says Rams or Seattle, or Buffalo wins the Super Bowl, Buffalo Rams in the Super Bowl. Cooper is the GOAT, says Seahawks will get it done in the Super Bowl. Matty Ice, he's the only good thing that has ever come out of Ohio State. Wow. Y'all are fired up in the chat tonight. Y'all are fired up in the chat tonight. We are excited.
Matty Ice woke up violent this morning.
Yes, he woke up violent.
Violent on his mind.
He woke up violent. But also this game is culture versus hype. The game is a testament to two different successful coaching coaches. Dan Lanning, the young guard, innovative, high energy, and aggressive. Kirk Cignetti, the old school Saban style, blunt, tactical, and relentlessly efficient. That reminds me of the old coach Troy Taylor coaching at L.C. Byrd High School, coaching at Virginia Union. Why it matters to us. We are in the business of building men. Seeing that these two styles can clash on the biggest stage reminds us of there isn't just one way to win. You can win with flash or you can win with fundamentals as long as the locker room buys into the vision.
Amen.
Now we are excited as we're about to kick off the first snap of the game.
Physicality, baby. They're bringing it.
I'm ahead of you.
All levels here.
Oh, my God.
Dante Moore. Who does he remind you of, man? He's got a sweet
touchdown, Indiana.
Wrist action there, man. Does he remind you a little bit of Caleb Williams?
He reminds me of a guy that throws pick sixes.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's
Oof.
a big play by Oregon. Wow.
Oh, have y'all already
by
started?
Indiana.
Yeah.
That's a big
Oh,
play
yeah?
by
We need to
Indiana.
pause it.
All right, yeah, I'm at. I haven't even started yet. It's at
Hey,
4.
hey, Lambo, we need to pause ours, dude.
Yeah, is that first play? Wow. You know, he did that last game.
He threw a hitch into the boundary.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Matty Ice.
He
Matty
just hit the
Ice
end zone.
says touchdown.
Ended
Matty
up
Ice says
7-0.
touchdown.
Wow.
I can't pause mine.
Wow.
I can't pause mine either.
What are you watching?
You guys are just
Sling. I'm not going to give away any more plays.
that's sling box. That's sling
All
box.
right,
Yeah.
Very good for you as a
All right,
coach.
let me show.
We got a coaxial cable running from the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't pause because we got like 6 people on YouTube TV, so I'm not the only one watching the game. Matty Ice says, "What a great pick." Now, handling the noise, the transfer portal factor. As active coaches, we respect the hell out of these stats right now. Both Oregon and Indiana are coaching the biggest game of their lives while simultaneously managing the transfer portal that opened this week. The coaching perspective, people don't see the 2 a.m. film sessions followed by the 6 a.m. recruiting calls. This game is a reminder of mental toughness required to be a program at any level, whether it's military academy, a Division II powerhouse, or a college football contender. The coach's bottom line is this game is a reminder to our players at Fort Union and VSU, the blueprint works. If you block, tackle, and protect the ball better than the man across from you, the scoreboard takes care of itself. Yes, we are fired up. We are excited for this game.
Here you go. Come on.
Totem Pole Nation
Come on.
is all about faith, family, football, and the future of content creation. We believe that you be big-time live streamers. We believe that you be big-time YouTubers. We believe that you be big-time content creators. Remember to subscribe to Totem Pole Nation. We are here to chase your dreams. Remember, 99% of people that are watching right now are subscribed to Totem Pole Nation.
We've already picked up 27 subs. We picked up 27 subs in 17 minutes. That's amazing.
Yes. Because look,
thank you, subscribers.
Yes, because a lot of people pray to our downfall. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They said they have 100K subscribers, but they're inactive.
Yeah, they said our channel was dead, Coach Bald.
They said our channel was dead.
Oh, we got to pump some life in.
Yeah,
a guy who was a cheerleader at Virginia Tech. I'm not going to say his name.
Oof.
Yeah.
And another guy who has a 5 head who tried to take on Madness, and he's a physical fitness guru.
That's right. Yeah. JT and the Madness, man, that was
proving QB footwork is essential, one pick at a time. Coach Kramer, we thank you for your commitment to Totem Pole Nation. You are on fire tonight with that comment. That's a great expertise by Coach Kramer. That's great expertise.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Coach Ball, Coach Taylor, what does Oregon have to do in order to keep up with Indiana?
I think Dan Lanning will be ready to beat Kurt Cignetti in about another 37 years. And I think Kurt Cignetti will still look like Dan Aykroyd embalmed. Yeah. Shout out to Dan Aykroyd, a.k.a. Kurt Cignetti. You're the best.
That's right.
I love Dabo Sweeney, and I love Kurt Cignetti's hair. And I like Ryan Day's beard and Matt Patricia's beard. This guy looks like he just ran. Dan Lanning looks like he just rolled out of bed. I mean, he looks like he's wearing pajamas on the sidelines. What is going on?
You have to see.
Oregon just had so much money, so many different uniforms. They just said, "Coach, wear."
Coach, just wear these like gray sweatpants and a white shirt
Coach Kramer says, ha, 37
They're cranking
years.
up the physicality there on the offensive side of the ball. I do like that. Up
Yes.
front. I'm seeing some push. I'm seeing some guys get downfield, and they've got a massive offensive line.
The greatest advice that Troy Taylor gave me is if you want to be the head coach, you have to dress like the head coach. In order to be the head coach, you have to dress like the head coach. And as an assistant coach, I've always dressed like the head coach, no matter what.
So you don't wear Crocs. You don't wear Crocs. You don't wear flip-flops.
Yeah.
Coach, let me tell you guys this. I've done some crazy stuff in my life, but I've never owned a pair of Crocs. I can promise you that.
Reed Dion says Rob Parker said Indiana's roster is half 22 to 24-year-old transfers playing against 18 to 19-year-olds. Reed Dion, you are on your stuff. You do your research.
Welcome back.
You are smarter than FS1 and
Welcome
Fox
back.
and ESPN. You are smarter than Rob Parker, Reed Dion. Keep it up with the expertise. Keep it up. It's all about the you.
Drop there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Hurricanes are going to win the national championship for the first time since 2001.
Wow.
Yes.
Playing old school smash mouth football.
Reed Dion says thank you. That's how I like it. I love smash mouth football. ISO, counter, power. Just keep keep imposing your will. I want to impose your will. I want to make you tap out.
Because we're the low man on the totem pole, and the low man always wins. We're representing the common man. Has anybody ever won a national championship with that pretty of helmets?
No.
Nope.
No.
Never.
Has a pretty helmet team ever won a national championship? Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how pretty those helmets are.
Yeah.
Nice looking helmet.
I tell you what, Coach, I like the old school helmets with the helmet stickers. Like that is what college football should be all about.
Yeah.
That, the bands playing, man, give me the band playing is what I want to hear.
Second and 7.
Here's the breakdown of number 5 Oregon versus number 1 Indiana line of scrimmage. You can show to use authority on tonight's pregame show. The low man battle, Indiana D-line versus Oregon offensive line. This is the most critical matchup of the night. In their first meeting back in October, Indiana dominated the space. T3 and D says old school option running plays. Bishop Bond says going with Indy. Thank you for your comments.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
The sack
Welcome
attack.
back.
The sack attack. Indiana's defense ranked up 6.6 sacks against Oregon in October. Before that, Oregon only allowed 1 sack all season. In the first matchup, Oregon's Dante Moore was under pressure 48% of the dropbacks. For a QB to succeed, we usually want that under 25%. The brick wall. Indiana's rushing defense is ranked number 2 in the nation, allowing 73.7 yards a game. They're held by Alabama and Ohio State to combine 81 yards rushing. A coach's note for both of us. Oregon is missing running back Jordan Davison. He has a broken clavicle. This puts even more pressure on the Oregon O-line, Lalalu, Pentagon, and Lou to create push for Noah Winnington against Indiana's Rohai Hardy, 8 sacks, and Isaiah Jones.
MK is the best. MK, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Dante, yeah, Dante Moore reminds me of like Jared Love.
I love Jared Love.
Are you fired up to see MK, Coach Bald?
Always. It's been a long time. How the grade's doing? How's life doing? You are a warrior kid. I know you're you got to be a warrior teenager by now. You got to be doing great. How are you? We're really
She's
proud.
the original, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A day oneer.
She was there for the Barstool Bowl.
A day oneer. Yep. Been through a lot of stuff with us.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited about Pittsburgh Steelers. MK's Pittsburgh Steelers in a huge game at home.
Mike Tomlin will be fired after this week. That is the rumor. Mike Tomlin will be fired.
Fired?
Yeah. Pittsburgh Steeler Mike Tomlin will be fired. That's
Now,
a
what
rumor.
if Harbaugh went there? How crazy would that?
Wyatt Burdick says Oregon going all the way. MK says grades are good. A's and B's, life is great and loving it.
Do you have a quote? Do you have a quote of the night?
Please give us something. Give us something, MK. You always come with the best.
The totem pole coach is key. As Troy Taylor always says, watch the first 15 minutes. If Oregon's O-line hasn't adjusted to Indiana's blitz packages from October, Dante is going to have a long night in Atlanta. For me, keep an eye on the tight end, Kenyon Sequeed. If Oregon uses him as a sixth blocker to help that O-line, it limits their explosive plays. If they can trust their five-man protection, Sequeed becomes the mismatch and wins the game. I'm excited about this game. I'm excited. This is presented to you by EA Sports Electronic Arts College Football 26. You can play this game on Dynasty mode. You can play this game on the Exhibition National Championship game or the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl game, Fiesta Bowl, of the Oregon Ducks led by Dan Lanning versus the Indiana Hoosiers led by Kirk Cignetti.
Yeah.
We are excited. We are fired up because we at Totem Pole Nation, we are back and we are going to be consistent and we ain't going nowhere and we are not a dead channel because we are about the people. We are about the people. We are about the foundation. We are about the process. We want to help others. We want to change lives. We want to build champions. You want to do what's right. You want to do your best, and you want to treat others the way you want to be treated. And that's what we do here at Totem Pole Nation. Number 5, Indiana. Number 5, Oregon versus number 1, Indiana. We are ready to go. We are fired up. We can do this all day.
Where is Totem Pole Reed? Yes.
Yeah, where's Totem Pole Reed? We're looking for Totem Pole Reed.
We need to get Jim, Tim, and Totem Pole Reed hooked up. Yes.
Yeah. Jim, Tim, you lied about your wife dying. We don't like that. We don't like that. Huh? We don't like that. What? Was I not supposed to say that? We don't like when you lie. Especially when you lie to my good mentor and you lie to my friends about somebody dying. Huh? God doesn't like ugly. Huh? You might want to get your Bible out. Huh? Get the Holy Bible out and pray. Read your Bible and pray. Read your Bible and pray.
Yes. Chick-fil-A. Coach Bald. What are you thinking? Where is Coach Bald?
Oh, yeah. We're looking for Coach Bald.
Yeah.
We're looking
Totem
for
Pole Nation. We're the low man on the totem pole. Thank you for being here with us. What a blessing it is. Totem Pole Nation.
Yes.
We are the low man on the totem pole. Coach Bald, what are you thinking? What's our quote of the day, Coach Bald? I need some motivation.
Hey,
Hold
man,
on, MK got the quote of the day.
It's just a family affair here, man. It's
MK
family back together, chopping it up. I got freaking Encyclopedia Lambo over there, can tell you any stat of any Super Bowl, probably any national championship game you need. We have him right here live with us, fired up to collaborate with him, excited about his future. Tight ends coach, Virginia State. That is unbelievable. That is super exciting, and I can't wait to help usher in some talent, some Florida pipeline, get some Florida speed up there to my favorite state where I'm from, Richmond, Virginia. Y'all need some Florida speed up there. So I'm excited to talk to him. MK in the house.
MK.
House, man.
MK
all
has
about
the quote of the day. MK says, you are one of the reasons this moment is big. You are not here by mistake. Your work has brought you to this high-stake moment. That is the quote of the day by MK.
That sounds like a quote of the day that Coach Shay Freeman gave me this woman named Esther that channels a dude named Abraham, which comes out and speaks through her for over an hour and a half. I was like, dude, what is this? Like, who is this guy talking to this woman? Yeah, it's the best.
Matty
Oh.
Ice. Matty
I'm not
Ice
going to
says
react until Coach Bald reacts. Once Coach Bald reacts, I'm going to react.
Matty Ice says
Sometimes you have the
Indiana
best
D
conversations
is
with people you
tightening
never
up.
before in your life, you know?
Matty Ice says Indiana D is tightening up.
Coach Bald, what time are you on?
I'm at 7:30.
Man, I wish I could pause this. I don't know
Matty
why this.
Ice,
Yeah, they're driving, man. Got a lot of time. Overthrown.
Matty Ice, thank you for your
Guys,
comment.
What are you guys,
Thank
5
you.
minutes?
Yeah, we're way ahead of you.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it. What am I at here?
What kind of cable do you have?
I'm at 7-Eleven right now. They just scored. Is that where you're at?
Touchdown, Oregon Ducks.
Yes, baby, it's all about you. Touchdown, Oregon. Matty
What's
Ice
your
says
time
you're
going?
welcome.
I want commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Give us some more insight,
Yeah.
Lambo, on this game. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts so far? Because you are bringing the fire tonight. You are bringing the energy. You are bringing what the people want. And YouTube. Our subscribers. We're up to 39 subscribers just in 32 minutes. Thank you, Totem Pole.
Matty Ice says Oregon QB just made a nice touch throw. The pick six by D'Angelo Pons on the very first play was a shock to the system. But Oregon gets steady response to make it 7-7 shows we have a battle in our hands. As coach is looking at tape right now, here are the three keys to the rest of the first half. The memory of Dante Moore after that open interception, all eyes on Dante Moore, response mechanism. As Coach Troy Taylor says, as a coach, I'm watching his feet. If he's happy footing in the pocket because of that early pick, Indiana's pass rush, Hardy and Jones will eat him alive. He just threw a great check out to Malik Vincent to move the chains. That reset throw. He needs more of those to settle the nerves of the entire sideline. For tight end leverage, Oregon finding success in the red zone by leaning on King and Saki. Me, as Coach Lambo says, I'm watching the wide position closely. With Oregon's backfield depth thin tonight, the tight ends had to be elite in run blocking to keep the Hoosiers linebackers honest. If Saki can keep winning those 5 to 10 yard immediate routes, it opens up deep shots for later. He is the safety value Oregon needs right now. Indiana's home energy. The reports of Mercedes-Benz Stadium factor is 80% Indiana fans. The crowd noise is a factor. The coaching view for all three of us, when a game is tied after a disastrous start like that, the momentum usually swings back to the favorite. Indiana hasn't even let Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza get into the rhythm yet because their defense scored for them. The key, Oregon has to stay on schedule. If they get into third and longs and the crowd, the Indiana blitz packages will come and become a 12th man. The coach's prediction for the second quarter, expect Indiana to try and establish a run with Roman Hembry to calm the game down and get Mendoza some easy completions. Oregon needs to force a 3-and-out here to prove that the pick six was a fluke, not a trend. MK says, how was everybody's day?
Great. I'm feeling a little sick today. How's your day? How are you doing today, Coach bald.
Hey, man, I'm feeling great, dude. Today was the first day all year that I finally got some of that apple cider vinegar to start my day. So
Yes.
definitely changed it up. You know, I got a good workout in, sweated like a madman, got a couple cold showers in. So, yeah, man, doing good. Just I'm excited to see Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, the #1 player in college football this year. I am excited to see what he's going to do here. Coach Lambeau, how was your day, sir?
I wake up blessed each and every day, and I thank the Lord that I wake up today, and I really, thank the process for everything that's happening. And it was a shock and surprise. I wasn't expecting on 2026 to put New Year's resolutions. Now, I don't do them personally. Other people do New Year's resolutions. Everybody asks, "What is your New Year's resolution?" Well, to get better, to get a degree. So I didn't expect one of my New Year's resolution was to be a promotion to be a tight ends coach. So that was a really shocker. But in the profession of the business, you have to be prepared. So I'm in the process of preparing myself to be the best I could be, and so that at some point I might coach in a power forward. But I'm trusting the process, and I'm trusting the Lord's plan, and I'm trusting the Lord's plan right now because I feel like I should have been a coach 4 or 5 years ago and started a degree earlier. But probably I would be immature if I was the tight ends coach at 18, 19 years old, and wisdom comes with age. So, I'm older, I'm more mature, especially when Troy hired me and LC Bird. I'm more mature now than I was the first time. So I guess you just learn by lessons and you surround yourself with like-minded people and winners. And
Like
that's how
Totem
you
Pole
get to the top.
Nation.
Yeah. You just have to surround yourself with people that you want to be like.
Yeah. Fernando Mendoza can rip it. He can rip
Mhm.
the football. That thing spins.
Who does he remind you of, Coach?
Tom Brady.
Wow. I'm thinking Joe.
Wow.
Looking at him, it looks like a Joe Flacco to me.
Joe
Oh,
Flacco.
oh,
Bro,
He's looking like a Joe Flacco. It
Flacco.
wasn't good enough to start at Pitt, so he went to Delaware and played for
Delaware.
Casey Keeler. He's looking like a Joe Flacco.
Won a Super
Joe
Bowl, bro.
Flacco.
Come on.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl.
Hey,
Joe Flacco.
he's won more Super Bowls than Lamar Jackson.
Yes, he has, and
Hold
he's
on, hold
still.
on. This
Wow.
Matty Ice said moves way better than Joe Flacco. That is a high level coaching comparison. And you're hitting the nail on the head, Coach Troy Taylor. Even Tom Brady himself has been gushing over Mendoza lately, specifically calling out his leadership and his retaliability to his teammates. As coaches, when we see Mendoza and Brady comparison, we aren't just looking at the jersey number 15 to 12. We're looking at the mental processing. Why the Brady comparison sticks? The process of speed. Just like Brady and Mendoza doesn't rely on being the fastest guy on the field. He wins with his brain. He's currently leading the nation in completing percentage over 71% because he knows where the ball is going before it's snapped. The pocket poise. Watch his feet in this game. Even with Oregon's edge rushers like Tatum Totoy breathing down his neck because he doesn't panic. He does that Brady slide, the subtle 6-inch move when the pocket that buys an extra second to find the open man. Matty Ice said he's more like Joe Cool out of Cincinnati. The underdog ship. Brady was a 6th-round pick. Mendoza was a transfer from Cal, who many people overlooked. That disrespect fuels a specific kind of leadership that guys in the locker room at VSU or Fort Union really gravitate to. The clutch factor. Brady was a master of the game-winning drive. Mendoza has done exactly all that for Indiana, including the first win over Oregon and the narrow 13-10 win over Ohio State to clinch the Big Ten. Coach Troy Taylor's take, it's about the intentional fortitude. At Fort Union, we teach our guys to have the calmest person in the storm. Mendoza is a film junkie who has mastered Cignetti's system. When you see him making those checks at the line of scrimmage right now, that is pure 12 energy. As a tight end coach, Coach Lambeau's take, as a tight end coach, I love a Brady-style QB because they make a tight end the most dangerous man on the field. Mendoza uses his tight ends to exploit the middle of the field, just like Tom used Gronk. He anticipates the window and throws receivers open. That's NFL level processing. The live game is still 7-7 midway through the first quarter. Oregon has settled in, but Indiana is starting to lean on that methodical Brady excrete passing game.
I've seen a lot of ISOs. I've seen a lot of isolation, and I am proud to say they're making ISO great again. What's up, Auburn War Eagle? Coach Lambo, are you fired up to see Auburn War Eagle? Welcome back.
Yes, I am fired up to see Auburn War Eagle. Auburn War Eagle, thank you for coming in to Totem Pole Nation. We couldn't be anywhere without you, and you choose to be here with us. We appreciate you, Auburn War Eagle. 5084.
Wow. Wow.
That's a good play.
I'm not saying nothing because I don't want to ruin it for Coach Bald.
Yeah. Matty Ice says
Down the
Indiana.
rock. Down the rock. Yeah,
Matty
I'll tell you
Ice
what.
said,
Byron Brown, who was a quarterback here at USF, who is now transferred to Auburn, he is one of the most explosive players I've ever seen at any level. He's going to make Auburn great again. That guy is unbelievable talent. He's got a rocket of an arm. I mean, some of his runs, he looks like Bo Jackson, man. Those guys are going to completely fall in love with him. That, in my opinion, was the biggest pickup in the transfer portal.
Matty Ice says Indiana is tough.
Man, I love it.
Look good
Wow.
at all aspects of the game working. Auburn War Eagle says most definitely brother.
Yeah, this running back, he can run, man. This is what they were doing against Alabama last week. Number 9 lost containment. No bueno.
We're at 395 views. Our goal tonight is to get 2,000 views. Totem Pole Nation. We can do it together. We are the low man on the totem pole, and we are all about the down and dirty in the trenches. Man, Mendoza. I'm not going to tell Coach Bald what just happened. He's going to see it in another 2 minutes. But we are the low man on the totem pole. Man. Dude, Mendoza can go, dude.
I got a goal here.
Let me
Another
know when you Coach Ball. Let me know when you get that play on your screen. Let me know if you've seen the play or not.
Wow. It's an absolute dive.
Yeah.
MK says you guys got T-shirts now and water bottles. Yes, we do, MK. We have T-shirts now and water bottles. That is correct. Smoky Swiss. I just waited on my waiter at this restaurant. Does that make me a waiter?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. All right. Now that the score is 14-7, score change is huge. While we're talking about Mendoza's Brady-like poise, like Coach Troy Taylor just mentioned, he just orchestrated a scoring drive to take the lead. Here are the keys from the coach's perspective as Indiana takes control. The Mendoza effect, the drive. Mendoza just led a clinical 9-play, 82-yard drive that would end with a 9-yard touchdown strike to Omar Cooper Jr. The Brady logic says he didn't panic after Oregon tied up. He stayed on schedule, utilized his checkdowns, and then attacked the scene. The Coach Troy Taylor note, that's what we call answering the bell. In this college football semifinal, momentum is everything. By scoring there, Indiana silenced the Oregon fans and proved they can move the ball without relying on defensive scores like that opening pick six. The Oregon's trench trouble. Oregon's offensive line is starting to show the same cracks we saw in the regular season. Dante Moore is being forced to get rid of the ball faster than he wants to. The lone man effect is Indiana's Roja Hardy and Isaiah Jones are living in the backfield. If Oregon can establish a ground game with Jay Harris takes the pressure off Moore. The 7-point lead could double quickly. From my view, from Coach Lambeau's view, tight end utilization. Watch how Indiana's using Riley Nowalski. He's not just a blocker. He's a focal point on third down conversions on that touchdown drive. Mendoza used the tight end to clear out linebackers, which left a window wide open for Cooper Jr. That's high-level offensive design. The live strategy for Oregon, what they need to do now, up 14-7 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter, they have to stop the bleeding. Dan Lanning needs to go to the screen game, slow down Indiana's pass rush, contain the edge. Mendoza is starting to roll out and extend plays. The Ducks DNs need to stay disciplined and keep them in the cup. JD 100 G4G says, "Come on, Ducks, let's pull it off last time. We beat Texas Tech 16-0. You beat them 23-0. But thank you, JD 100 G4G, for commenting at Totem Pole."
Welcome back.
Quack, quack. Ducks are in a battle here. The Ducks are in a battle. The Ducks need to get their ducks in a row here.
Yes, they do.
They need to keep being physical up front. Do not abandon the run game. Keep being physical. Keep trying to hit the edge with that speed, man. Those guys, they got that 5-star speed. They're going to have to hit the edges with those guys. Get those guys out there at the ball with some space. Make some plays, but you cannot abandon the run. Big games tomorrow, Coach. Who you got? You got the Rams playing Carolina Panthers. First Carolina Panther home playoff game in about 10 years. And then the nightcap, man, Green Bay at Chicago. What a game that's going to be, huh?
I'm going to take the Rams, and I'm going to take the Bears. The Rams and the Bears will win tomorrow.
And I'll take the opposite of Coach Lambeau.
So I'm at 40 seconds. Are you guys already in the second quarter?
Yeah. No, I'm at first quarter. It's 27 seconds.
They've got a lot of depth in that backfield.
JD 100 G4G, how is the Ducks running game? How is the Ducks passing game?
They scored a touchdown. They're looking okay. It's still early. I think Dante Moore's pretty good. I like him.
JD 100 G4G, I am super excited, super juiced that the Vikings are going to the wild card. Well, you must be talking about another team because they're not in the playoffs. They have a winning record. Nico Harrison 1 says, breaking news, Josh Allen was traded for Ben Simmons and 2 first-round picks. Massive news for the unemployed. I thank you, Nico Harrison, for commenting on Totem Pole Nation. The more comments you have, it helps the algorithm.
Yes.
Now that it's 14-7 Indiana at the end of the first quarter at the break, the pressure's on mounting, and literally and figuratively as coaches, we know the first quarter told us a lot about how this game is going to be won in the second half and the end of this first half. Here's the pressure counter and coaches tape breakdown for our perspective, Fort Union and VSU. The pressure counter, Dante Moore versus the Hoosier Heat. JD 100 G4G says the Bears are sorry, just like the Packers. Thank you for your comment, JD. And I assume that you love the Chicago Bears, who are coached by Ben Johnson and the quarterback Caleb Williams. The pressure counter, Dante Moore versus the Hoosier Heat. Indiana's defense is playing with that low man leverage we talked about. They aren't just getting sacks, they're living in the backfield. The stat in the first half, Indiana pressured Dante Moore nearly 40% of his dropbacks. The impact is while Moore showed great poise by bouncing back from the opening pick six to find Jamari Johnson for a touchdown, the sustained heat is making him rush his progressions. He's taking more checkdowns than usual because he doesn't trust his blind side. From Coach Troy Taylor's take, Dante is a warrior, but no QB can live under that kind of fire for 4 quarters. Indiana is using simulated pressures, showing blitz, and dropping into coverage. And it's got Dante Moore double clutching. Oregon's O-line has to stop leaking at the guard spots or Moore won't finish the game. The Mendoza mastery, the Brady factor. On the other side, Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza is putting on the clinic in efficiency. Third down king Mendoza is 4 for 4 the last few third down attempts. The touchdown drive, 11-play, 75-yard drive to make it 14-7 was pure surgical. He used Omar Cooper Jr. on that out route for the touchdown. Perfect timing throw before the break. JD100 G4G says if Justin Herbert was still with the Ducks, he would mop the opposite. Yes, he would. Boston fans 96 says Lambeau, you are on fire. Boston fan 96, thank you for your comment. You are on fire. Thank you for coming into Totem Pole Nation. That 11-play, 75-yard drive used to make it 14-7 was pure surgical. Boston fans says to make sure to subscribe and like the stream. He used Omar Cooper Jr. on the out route to score. Perfectly timing throw before the break. My take is Mendoza is playing like he has a GPS in his helmet. He's not holding the ball. He's hitting tight ends and slots in the window. As a coach, you love seeing the quarterback who makes the boring play to keep the chains moving. That's exactly how Brady used to demoralize defenses. MK2 said that's right, Boston fan. The second half adjustments for the totem pole strategy, if we were in the locker room right now, here's what we'd be preaching. Oregon has to establish the hammer with Jordan Davidson out. Jay Harris has to be more than just charge or pace back. Oregon needs to run the ball straight at Indiana's pass rushers to slow them down. You can't pass away out of a pass rush. Boston fan says Totem Pole are the best streamers in America. Thanks, MK. You are the best. Oregon needs to run the ball straight down Indiana's pass rushers to slow them down. You can't pass your way out of a pass rush. Indiana keep the foot on the gas. Kirk Cignetti knows Oregon's second half team. Indiana needs to keep using Roby Hambry, who's already made some big games tonight, to set up those action shots for Mendoza. The why factor is watch for Oregon use of Kenyon Sequeed more in the second half. He's been quiet, but he's a mismatch that can break down Indiana's man coverage. Coach's bottom line, 14-7 in a one-possession game is dogfight. 14-7 is a one-possession dogfight. The team that wins the first 5 minutes of the third quarter is likely heading to Miami to face the Hurricanes for the national championship. Matty Ice says, hell yeah, D. Boston fan with the fire emojis in the comment. We'd like to thank y'all. Put the fires in the chat. We are fired up for this game. We are in the second quarter of this game. I'm not spoiling any plays, but to those that are tuning in to Totem Pole Nation, the score is Indiana 14, Oregon 7 in the second quarter.
Coach Bald, what do you think?
Man, I just saw the left guard for Oregon, number 75, just flip a guy right on his back. I love seeing that kind of physicality. And they back it up with losing 3 yards to go to fourth down. Yeah. We're still. I think they're just still feeling each other out, man. These two teams are two heavyweight competitors. This is going to be a slobber knocker. I'm excited about what's going on. But, yeah, man, I just love seeing this physicality up front. You got some big studs up there, a lot of underrated guys that are going to be playing in the National Football League on Sunday, and it's exciting to watch. Now, I tell you what, they're in big trouble here if Indiana goes down and scores a quick touchdown, man. This game could get out of hand real quick. I did predict 35-10, or 28-10, so could be, man. I don't know. What are you thinking about, Coach Taylor, as you see him punt?
Yeah, I mean, has Oregon stopped Indiana yet?
Indiana's had one drive. Indiana has had the football for one drive. They scored a touchdown. Their first points came off that pick six.
That's right.
Yeah, so they haven't punted the ball yet.
Matty Ice says, I think Indiana scores within 4 minutes. Yeah, I agree with Matty Ice, man. What do you think, Coach Lambeau?
Well, whoever has the most explosive plays of 20-plus yards, either by the second quarter or the second half, that's when usually playoff games are decided. So it looks like if Indiana scores one more time, it's going to be hard for Oregon to really keep up. Matty Ice says Indiana's running high tempo and they're really efficient. High tempo offense and they're really efficient.
Yeah, man. I tell you what I'm excited about. I like the interaction that we have with our people, our family here at Totem Pole Nation. I watch these other channels, and these guys will say stuff that's just ignorant sometimes, and I want to yell at the TV, or I want to text in and tell them what I'm thinking, and I can't do that. Here, you're able to do that. We'll read your comments. You are part of us, and that's the difference between us and them right there, man. We are the low man on the pole, but I do. I love interacting with our friends, our family, our loyal people that are here. Matty Ice, man. I mean, he's a football guru when it comes to football, betting on sports. This guy, he is Matty Parlay, and I say Matty Parlay because this guy can put 5 or 6 games together and win every single one of them, man. And he's a very gifted guy, and he watches and listens to everything, and he soaks it in. And at the end of the day, man, he's the one that makes his decisions. And dude, he's so on point. I'm so glad that he can check us out from Michigan. You know what I mean? He's right here, a part of us, and that's what I love. What we're doing here at Totem Pole.
Here's Totem Pole Nation's keys to the current stretch. Mendoza's pre-snap mastery. Mendoza's currently 4 for 4 on third down. The coach observation is identifying Oregon's blitz before the snap. When Dan Lanning brings simulated pressure, Mendoza is just checking to his tight end Riley Nowowski or hitting Omar Cooper Jr. on an 8-yard out. Coach Taylor's take is he's playing second and third level football. Oregon is playing checkers, and Mendoza is playing 3D chess. He's neutralizing the Ducks' pass rush by getting the ball out in under 2.2 seconds. Flamerose says, I think the Rams-Bills Super Bowl, Bills win 24-21 from a 47-yard kick from the GOAT, Matt Prater. Matty Ice says, love you, Coach Bald. You are awesome. MK says, I hope Indiana wins tonight. Also, the low man trench wars. Oregon's defensive line starting to look winded. Indiana's leading on Roman Hembry, who just ripped off the backfield of 10-plus yard runs, back-to-back 10-plus yard runs to get them in the red zone. The coaching stat is Indiana's averaging over 5 yards per carry right now. And at VSU, we always say if you can't win the A-gap, you can't win the game. Right. My view, for Coach Lambeau's view, Indiana's O-line is staying low and driving. They are displacing Oregon's interior. If Oregon doesn't bring his safety down into the box, Hembry is going to gash him, which sets up Mendoza for Brady-like play-action daggers. Dante Moore's sideline demeanor. Flamer says, Mendoza / you are a Raider. Dante Moore's sideline demeanor is while Indiana has the ball, watch the Oregon sideline. Dante Moore started with that pick 6, but looked great on the 75-yard touchdown response to Jamari Johnson. The key is he has to stay locked in while Mendoza eats up the clock. If Indiana scores here again to make it 21-7, the pressure's on Dante Moore to strike fast. We'll play right into Indiana's ball-hoggy secondary. Make sure you keep an eye on D'Angelo Pons. Matty Ice says, damn, he's got wheels. Live strategy update for Indiana. Stay methodical. Don't go for the home run shot yet. Keep feeding Nowowski and Cooper Jr. to wear out the Ducks linebackers. For Oregon, they need a tackle for loss. They are playing too much bend but don't break. They need to blow up a run play and force Mendoza into a 3rd and long. Coach Ball, as watching this game in the second quarter, how do you feel? What's on your mind? What's on your mind, Coach Bald? Are you frozen, Coach Bald?
I think Coach Bald is like, I think he's in the upside down. Coach Bald. I think Coach Bald just has a picture up there of him.
Matty Ice says Coach Bald is frozen. Wow. Okay.
Coach Bald is frozen. We are the low man on the totem pole. Fernando Mendoza can run.
Frozen. Yes, he can. Matty Ice says, look at his look on his face, game day face. The score right now for Totem Pole Nation, the ones that are tuning in, the score is 14-7 Indiana in the second quarter. We're giving you a score update. We're live here at Totem Pole Nation, and we will most likely be live tomorrow for NFL playoffs, starting off with the Los Angeles Rams versus the Carolina Panthers. Matthew Stafford versus Bryce Young. Dave Canales versus Sean McVay.
Coach Bald is back.
Sorry, guys. We're having some lightning on my end, I guess. I don't know what's happening with y'all. We good?
You're back.
Yeah, you're back.
They got to Mendoza.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's huge
mine's
for Oregon.
all caught up.
You're caught up?
No.
How does it feel, Coach Bald, to be back on Totem Pole Nation?
Oh, man, it's like, it's just being back with the family, man. It's like a family cookout, man. But one you got to drive to, and you come from thousands of miles away. I'm excited. I definitely want to get up with our guy with the medleys. Definitely want to get up with the Terminator and Crystal Ball and the fellas there. Want to see how they're doing. Want to see how my quarterback's doing, how he's progressing. I know he's got a big scholarship offer, so I'm excited about that. See his process. Yeah, man. But I don't know. I lost the game for some reason. Got no game access here, so you're going to have to give me the play-by-play.
Wyatt Burdick says, Wyatt Burdick says we need to get the whole gang back together. And MK says that catch by Mendoza. Yes, that catch by Mendoza. We are here presented to you by Totem Pole Nation. We are here for Oregon versus Indiana. Number 5 Oregon versus number 1 Indiana. The score is 14-7. We're around 10-ish minutes until halftime. Type it in the chat. Who do y'all want to win between Oregon and Indiana? Type it in the chat.
Yeah, sorry, Coach. I'm getting nothing on my TV right now. Yeah, excited about this game. Did they make Indiana punt here?
Yeah.
They punted.
They made Indiana punt.
Ask your healthcare provider about once weekly Zepbound and check your coverage today at Zepbound.com. Rewriting your resume till the cows come home?
Boston fan says Oregon is winning this.
Get your resume tailored instantly.
When Indiana punts up while 14-7, it changes psychologically and tactical landscape of the game immediately. As coaches, here's the breaking down for Totem Pole Nation audience. For Coach Troy Taylor at Fork Union, a punt is a victory for the defense. The small win for Oregon's defense. The logic is Indiana's offense led by Brady Eskey, Fernando Mendoza was starting to look unstoppable. Forcing that punt stops the bleeding and proves that Oregon's defensive front can actually win a third down battle. The coaching adjustment is this is where Dan Lanning had likely shifted from a bend and don't break zone to more aggressive man-to-man press or stun up front to get Mendoza off his rhythm. The field position, the hidden yardage. If a punt pinned Oregon deep is a strategic win for Indiana. For Coach Lambo's view and myself as a coach, if I'm up 14-7 and I punch you down inside your 10-yard line, I'm putting harder pressure on Dante Moore. He's already thrown 1 pick six tonight. Now he has to operate with it back against his own end zone while Indiana's Heat, Harding, and Jones is pinned back to be ready to tee off. What in the
570 views.
what in the world? What? What in the world just happened? What just happened?
I think it's a bad snap, wasn't it?
No. Matty Ice says Indiana D.
Man, big time mistake for the Oregon Ducks right there, man.
Wow.
What happened? Missing it all, Coach.
They're like on the negative 10-yard line. They go to run an RPO. The kid Dante Moore doesn't hand it off, tries to throw the ball, and the ball hits off the running back's arm, and he fumbles it. Now Indiana's got the ball on the +5.
Oh,
yeah, they're getting ready to score.
That's brutal.
They're getting ready to go up 2 touchdowns. So 2 huge mistakes for quarterback Dante Moore.
Matty Ice says he hit his running back while throwing. This is not good. This is not good for Oregon right now. It's not good for Oregon.
They're gonna need to hire Chip Kelly at halftime.
Oh boy.
They're gonna need to bring Chip back.
I think Will Stein, the offensive coordinator, is so focused on his Kentucky head coaching job.
I mean, both of these coordinators.
Yeah.
The D coordinator's going to Cal.
Yeah. Yep.
They both got one
going to Kentucky.
Indiana's coordinators ain't going nowhere. All they've been doing is watching Oregon.
Smart.
Same way with Miami's. Corey Heatherman and Shannon Dawson.
Hey, this game might be getting a little ugly now. It might be getting a little ugly. It's going to get ugly.
But Oregon's got pretty helmets. I don't know if that doesn't score any points, but man, I love Oregon's helmets. Mark Cuban versus Phil Knight.
Yeah.
Money.
Okay. So this is the coaching nightmare scenario for Oregon. As a staff at Fluke and Coach Troy Taylor and VSU Lambeau Lancaster, we're seeing how one mistake can snowball into a landslide. That's exactly what's happening at the Peach Bowl right now. It's 21-7 swing, the momentum whip splash. Just as Oregon's defense forced a punt and massive psychological win, the offense handed the ball right back with a fumble. As Coach Troy Taylor says, when you force a punt, then turn it over immediately, it's demoralizing for your defense. They just walked off the field thinking they did their job, and now they're forced to defend with a short field against a Heisman winner. That's how you break a team's spirit. The short field execution, Indiana up 21-7. Indiana didn't waste a gift. Fernando Mendoza continues to look like a Heisman Mendoza, taking a fumble recovery and converting it into a quick strike. The play, Mendoza found Omar Cooper Jr., his favorite target tonight, to extend the lead. Coach Lambeau's view, that fumble completely changed the geometry of the game. Oregon was playing for a 14-14 at halftime. Now they're looking for a 2-touchdown deficit with the number 1 team in the country smelling blood. Indiana's playing with extreme low man confidence right now. Oregon's panic meter. Dante Moore and the Ducks are now in a dangerous spot. They're trapped. When you're down 14 in the second quarter, there's temptation to get it all back at once. The coaching advice. Moore has to stay within the system. If he starts forcing the ball downfield against the Indiana secondary, who have already have one pick six, this game will be over by the third quarter. Live strategy in a 2-minute drill. Oregon has the ball back. They must score before the half, even a field goal to stop the bleeding. Key player, you need to watch out for Malik Benson. Oregon needs a chunk play to flip the field and get Indiana pass rush to back off. Thank you, Totem Pole Nation. Right now, we have 606 views. The goal tonight is to get 2K before this game ends. The score is 21-7, Indiana over Oregon. Boston fan says Mendoza won't be drafted. He is trash.
Wow. He's trash. Mendoza is trash.
This is a devastating sequence for Oregon. As coaches, we call this complementary football. And reverse, one unit fails and puts it on the other in an impossible situation, or excuse me, impossible position. Here's the Totem Pole Nation breakdown of how the game spiraled to 21-7 Indiana. The self-inflicted wound. Oregon's defense just done their job. They forced Fernando Mendoza into his first mistake, a chaotic play where he nearly lost the ball and eventually took a 20-yard sack. Shout out to Nasir Wyatt for the finish. Indiana was forced to punt, and Oregon had all the momentum. The error is on the very next play, Dante Moore fumbled after a collision in the backfield with his own running game. Giving the ball to the number one team in the country on your own 5-yard line is coaching suicide. MK says he's good. I like him. The coaching take from Coach Troy Taylor at Fort Union Military Academy. We preach that the most dangerous play is the one right after the change of possession. Your adrenaline is high, but your focus needs to be higher. Moore was looking down the field before he had the ball secured. That's 14 points. Moore has personally handed to Indiana tonight. Indiana's killer instinct. Hoosiers didn't blink. They took a 5-yard gift and punched it in 3 plays. The scorer, Kalen Black, took the handoff and powered through the low man gap for the touchdown to make it 21-7. My take, Coach Lambeau's take from VSU, that's the difference between a good team and the number one team. Indiana can settle for field goals from short fields. They smell blood. Oregon's defense was gassed in the previous drive, and they couldn't anchor down on the goal line. They got out-leveraged at the point of attack. The 21-point mountain. Oregon is now down by 2 touchdowns. The Brady factor. Now Mendoza can go back to his Tom Brady mode, play it safe, eating the clock, and making Oregon take massive hits. Massive risks. The trap for Oregon, Dante Moore is now under major pressure. As the scouts are saying, he has 2 turnovers that led to 14 Indiana points. And if he tries to make up for it with the hero ball here, the game will be over before halftime. Totem Pole strategy is the response drive. Oregon is back on the field. They must get the points here to keep the game. Watch Malik Benson. Expect Moore to go on his most reliable target. Watch the trench. If Oregon's O-line doesn't stop the leakage, Moore's going to get hit again. Type it in the chat. Do y'all like Fernando? Who is going to go number 1 in the draft? Do y'all like Fernando Mendoza or do you like Dante Moore? Type it in
Mendoza.
the chat, Totem Pole Nation.
I like Mendoza.
As we're watching a college football playoff semifinal, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl presented to you by EA Sports Electronic Arts College Football 26, presented to you by Totem Pole Nation, the low man on the totem pole. Wyatt Burdick says Mendoza is 1 going to the Raiders. MK says Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback of the Indiana Hoosiers, EA Sports Electronic Arts College Football 26, who is also the transfer from Cal, the Heisman Trophy winner. Why do y'all? I'm so confused on why Oregon is doing 5-man pass protection with like I don't understand. I don't understand why you got 5 linemen. I don't understand that. They have 5 linemen in an empty formation. I don't understand that. So nobody
You're not a
accounted
big fan of
for the
empty.
corner.
You're not a big fan of empty.
Nah, not really. If your O-line can't block, then what's the point of having empty? Matty Ice says they still got to run the ball. Matty Ice says they keep dropping back the pass, going to keep getting sacked. Matty Ice, you make a good point. Thank you for coming into Totem Pole Nation. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your passion. That's a great point that you made, Matty Ice. Well, you shouldn't win it empty. MK says the O-line had to do better. Well, that is true, MK, but the O-line did not make an adjustment off the empty formation. And you're an O-line coach who picked up the corner. Somebody didn't pick up the corner. You're supposed to slide your protection. But I didn't see them slide the protection. If I'm correct, Coach Troy Taylor, Matty Ice says, I think this game might get ugly now.
Yeah, I agree.
Totem Pole Nation is all about faith, family, football, and the future of content creation. As we head into tomorrow, January 10th, Totem Pole Nation is gearing up for the biggest weekend of the year. NFL Super Wildcard Weekend for the YouTube channels where the low man authority shines. While the casual fans watch the scoreboard, we're looking at the trenches battle and the culture adjustments of defied playoff football. The schedule for tomorrow's games that should be breaking down for the nation. Totem Pole Nation will be breaking down tomorrow NFL Wildcard schedule, January 10th. The NFC be the versus the Carolina on 4:30. It will be breaking down in a game on-time video the Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Both of those games will be breaking down the versus talent. And this game tomorrow playoffs, type in the comments of who you want in. Sean McVay versus Dave Canales, Matthew Stafford versus Bryce Young, or the prime video game tomorrow, 8 p.m. kickoff. It will be the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love versus Caleb Williams, Matt LaFleur versus Ben Johnson, a show of the NFC North. Type in the comments for NFL playoffs of who's going to win this game tomorrow. Are you frozen again, Coach Bald? I guess Coach Bald is frozen. Matty Ice says, I think this game might get ugly. If Indiana scores right here, yes. The score of this game is 21-7, Indiana over Oregon. MK says, will the Steelers win Monday? They have a possibility of beating the Houston Texans Monday, but me personally, I don't see them. I'm going to pick the Houston Texans to upset the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. With that remarkable defense that they have a great defense. I like what D'Amico Ryans and that program are establishing. And CJ Stroud could probably play a little bit better. The field might be a little bit slick, but I'm going to go with the Houston Texans to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. D'Amico Ryans versus Mike Tomlin. Shout out and presented to you by EA Sports Electronic Arts, Madden NFL 26. That's a great throw. Matty Ice says Houston wins. The Packers win. Matty Ice, that's a great pick. Houston wins and the Packers win. That's a great pick by Matty Ice. We got about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left until halftime in this college football playoff semifinal Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Oregon Ducks. Wow. 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 This game is getting ugly. This game is getting ugly, chat. Chat, this game is getting ugly. The score is 28-7 Indiana. This game is getting ugly. I think Indiana puts up a 50-piece. I think Indiana puts up a 50-piece. Coach Troy Taylor, is this game over? Matty Ice says, I agree with you. They put up a 50-piece. What a throw. That's a great back shoulder throw by Fernando Mendoza. That's a great back shoulder throw. That's a great offensive coordinator for Indiana, Mike Shanahan. Not Mike Shanahan from the NFL, but Mike Shanahan. But also, by the way, Indiana's not losing their offense. They're not losing their offense and their defensive coordinators. Mike Lewis 2118 says Mike Shenanigans. Thank you, Mike Lewis 2118, for coming into Totem Pole Nation. All right, Oregon has the ball. There's 2:57 left in the second quarter. Oregon has the ball, down 21 points. 2nd and 6. They're in trips left. Motion into empty. And he got strip sacked. And Indiana has the ball again. Indiana has the ball again. Indiana has the ball again. It's not looking good for Oregon right now. Wow. Chat, how do you feel about this game, chat? This game is over. This game is over. This game is over, chat. This game is over. Yet again, they motion to empty protection. You have 5-on-4. The center went over late. It was 5 against 4. The center has to slide over and touch somebody. Matty Ice says Indiana is going to score another 7 before half. Yes, I agree. They're definitely going to score. They're definitely going to score another 7 points. I agree. They're definitely going to score another 7 points. Two-minute warning. Indiana is up 28-7.
Introducing new frosted sodas and floats.
Totem Pole Nation is right. Totem Pole Nation is right. The Hoosiers are sitting at the very top of college football hierarchy tonight. Being the number 1 team in the nation and backing it up with the 28-7 lead over in the CFP college football semifinals. The statement to the old Indiana is long gone. It's wild to think the turnaround coach Kirk Cignetti has orchestrated from the losingest program in the history to the dominating Peach Bowl. And again, a powerhouse like Oregon, they climbed the pole faster than anyone is expected. Mike Lewis says you got the over in Indy versus Miami. I can't. I'm going to pick Miami to win the national championship because we are loyal to Alex Gerbo. But I cannot, as a college coach, I cannot bet on college games. I can't answer that question for you. From the losingest program in history to dominating the Peach Bowl against a powerhouse like Oregon and climb the pole faster than anyone expected. Why Indiana is dominating? The 21-point cushion is largely thanks to the defense. Between Pond's pick six and the constant pressure to Dante Moore that made the Ducks look completely out of sync. Fernando Mendoza is playing like a Heisman winner he is. That 36-yard strike to Charlie Becker to make it a 28-7 felt like a dagger. It sounds like a home game for the Hoosiers in Atlanta. The Hoosier Nation presence is massive, and you can feel that energy through the screen. If they keep this up, we're looking at Miami versus Indiana for the national championship game. Matty Ice says Indiana dialed in defense, definitely on their way to a national championship. Yes, they are dialed in. They're locked in right now.
When I do, I prefer to use multi-unit Stay tuned for the Mercedes spin. Report. Vincent Howard.
Thank you, Totem Pole Nation. We have been live for almost an hour and 30 minutes, and we have 803 views. Thank you, Totem Pole Nation. It's about faith, family, football, and the future of content creation. We believe that should be big-time live streamers. We believe that should be big-time YouTubers. We believe that should be big-time live streamers. With members and subscribers of Totem Pole Nation, we are here to chase your dreams. 99% of people that watch this right now are already subscribed to Totem Pole Nation. Totem Pole Nation is all about faith, family, football, and the future of content creation. Totem Pole Nation is the ultimate source of raw NFL and college football analysts, sports strategy, and the low man perspective. Welcome to Totem Pole Nation, where we grind out corporate media. We provide deep dive NFL rumors, college football insights, and player evaluations you won't find on major networks. Within 3,300 plus videos, we are a high velocity hub for fans who value authenticity and the underdog spirit. We are the low man on the totem pole, the foundation of the game. We stand with the grinders because the low man always wins. But to expect coach's eye, expert NFL and roster breakdowns, low man takes unconventional sports and stories, leadership, faith, family, and building champions, live streams, real-time nation interaction. Mission, do what's right, do your best, and treat people with respect. Help others, change lives, and build champions. It's what we do. Help others, change lives, build champions. Indiana is up 28-7. First and goal, 149 left until halftime. This game's over. Indiana is just pounding. They're just grounding and pounding. They're just grounding and pounding. It looks like Dan Lanning got humbled tonight. Type that in the chat. I think Dan Lanning just got humbled tonight. He got humbled by Kirk Cignetti. He got humbled tonight. Kirk Cignetti looks professional. Dan Lanning looks like he just woke up out the bed. XX Capping Hater says poundage. Poundage. XX Capping Hater. Thank you for commenting in. Thank you for coming in Totem Pole Nation. Natty Ice says dominating the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. Yes, they are. They are dominating the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And that's how we like it. Dominate both sides of the ball. John Parham, 1452 BTA. Belt to ass. Yes. Belt to ass. Thank you, John Parham, 1452, for coming into Totem Pole Nation. Third and goal. Third and goal at the 2-yard line, or at the 3.
Baby.
Touchdown, Indiana.
Sorry.
Touchdown, Indiana.
Yeah, man.
34-7. The Chick-fil-A College Football Playoff presented to you by EA Sports Electronic Arts College Football 25. This game is over, chat. We have Indiana versus Miami. This game is over. Well, actually, they're reviewing the play. They are reviewing the play.
Yeah.
They're reviewing the play.
What do you think?
He might be a little bit short, or they might just he might be a little short according to the ball. He might be. We'll see how the refs play it. Oh, touchdown. Touchdown is upheld. The score is about to be 35-7. Matty Ice 550 says touchdown. Man, wow. This game is a blowout. $35-7 with 59 seconds left until halftime. So we are 59 seconds away from halftime. Chad, how do you feel about this game? Type it in the comments. Did y'all expect this game to be like this? Did you expect a blowout? Did you expect Dan Lanning to just wake up out of bed while Coach Kirk Cignetti has a pen and a notepad taking notes, has his glasses on, taking notes, has a watch, taking notes? Look at that. Look at that Indiana pullover on the TV screen. I want to wake up one day and be like Kirk Cignetti. I want to be known as one of the greatest coaches of all time. Belichick and Nick Saban. Indiana is putting belt to ass. Chat. Type it in the comments if y'all can hear me. And I had to switch out my iPads. So check. Say yes or no if y'all can hear me through the iPad microphone. Type in yes or no. Since my AirPods went dead. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Bishop Bond. Thank you, Bishop Bond. 2nd and 10. 51 seconds left in the game. Look at Kirk Cignetti getting fired up. Bishop Bond says Mendoza is pro ready. Look at Kirk Cignetti. He's fired up. He's coaching like Coach Troy Taylor would. He's coaching through the whistle. You have to coach through the whistle. Totally Lucas Smith. Prediction of the Eagles versus the 49ers. I don't trust the Eagles' offense. Their defense is not the issue. Their offense is a problem. The score would be, I think the 49ers will win 28-3. Well, I don't think they're gonna beat them that bad. I like the 49ers on the road on Sunday. They play on Sunday at 4:30. Yeah, they're the second game on Sunday. So I like the 49ers on the road against the Eagles. SRS Matt says the Eagles. He has the Eagles beating the 49ers. Totally Lucas Smith says, who will be your Super Bowl teams in winter? The New England Patriots versus the Los Angeles Rams. The winner will be the New England Patriots. I think these coaches are worried about their next job. Oregon, so they're losing their OC and their DC. I think they worry about their next job. But like Coach Troy Taylor says, Indiana's coordinators aren't going nowhere. These coordinators are worried about their next job. They got to work both jobs. They got to work this job and the next job. Tony Lucas Smith says, I think the Steelers versus Rams. Steelers win 35-34. You got 3 seconds left until halftime. Indiana 35, the number 1 team in the nation. Oregon Ducks 7, the number 5 team in the nation. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl presented to you by EA Sports Electronic Arts College Football 26. And presented to you by Totem Pole Nation. Tony Lucas Smith said, where's the other person with you on lives usually? I think he's taking a nap. And the other one, I guess, just had a bad connection and didn't come back. So I guess y'all will have me for at least, we'll probably have me on for about another hour. I will probably be getting off at around the 2 hour, not 2 hour mark. We'll see. I'll probably get off at the 2:30 mark. We will see how this goes. We'll see how the third quarter plays out. If it's a blowout, then you know what I'm saying. We'll see. Anything can happen in the second half, but we'll figure it out. Like I said, we've been live for an hour and 43 minutes. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Totally Lucas Smith says, will y'all be live for the Steelers game versus the Texans? Yes, we will be. We will be live for big time NFL and college games. And we will be live for the national championship game on Martin Luther King Day, which will be Miami versus Oregon. Excuse me, Miami versus Indiana. And I got a follow back on Twitter from Keith Grokowski, host of Coach and Coordinator Podcast. That's who I just got a follow from on Twitter. Keith Grokowski. Wow. And also, just to let you know, chat, a couple weeks back, I think it was 2 weeks ago, on Christmas Eve, Super Bowl live here too. Most likely. I think if the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, I won't be on the live. I'll be at somebody's house for a Patriots Super Bowl party. So Troy might be on. We'll see what happens. We try to take life one day at a time. You know, we are process oriented guys. We're not really worried about what happens too much down the road. Whatever happens, whatever happens. 2 weeks ago, I think it was a Christmas present. Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas, the new offensive coordinator for Colorado has followed me on Twitter too. Coach Brendan Marion. Coach Brendan Marion. By the way, I took a picture with him at the convention too. I'll show y'all that too. I took a picture with him at the convention in like 2023. Or it might have been the start of 24, actually. Tony Lucas Smith says Patriots suck. The reason why they went 14-3, the best team beat the Bills was the Bills, and the worst team was the Giants. Here you go, right here. I got a picture with Brendan Marion when he was at UNLV. This was January 8th, 2024. And surprisingly, Brendan Marion knows who I am. And I was a young guy. I was a young guy. I was a young guy trying to figure it out. But look what happened 2 years later. God is good, man. I'm telling y'all. I believe that y'all could be, anything you want in life. God is good. Things not only happen to you, they happen for you. And as our head coach says at Virginia State, things happen for a reason. The things that are supposed to happen are supposed to happen. They're supposed to happen for a reason. So, it doesn't matter what situation that you could be in life. You just got to work hard. You got to work hard. You got to put in effort. You got to trust the process. You got to listen to your parents. You got to, in order to be successful, in order to be, somewhat like us, you have to be able to do things that you don't like. I thought the AFC East would be Bills first, 9-8, Dolphins 8-1, Patriots 5-11, Jets 0-17. It's okay, Lucas, but yet again, you're wrong because there's no way the Patriots will have Mike Vrabel will go 5-11, and there's no way the Dolphins will only win. There's no way the Bills will only win 9 games with that load of talent they have, especially with James Cook at running back. And I keep predicting Bills, it goes 10-7, 8-9, or 9-8. It's an absolute statement game for the Hoosiers, leading up 35-7 at halftime against Oregon in the 2026 College Football Playoff Semifinal. Peach Bowl is a massive shock to the system, especially considering Oregon's entered as one of the most balanced teams in the country. Indiana's dominance in the first half was driven by relentless defense and mistake-free football from Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza. T3 and D says Notre Dame fans have been quiet since Miami won. First half highlights DePon's pick six set the tone very first play of the scrimmage, intercepting Oregon's Dante Moore and returning for 25 yards. The defensive pressure on the Hoosiers' front seven has been a nightmare for Moore, forcing 3 fumbles, two fumbles, and 1 interception. Indiana has converted into scores. Highest Mendoza efficiency. Fernando Mendoza been surgical, completed 10 of 11 passes for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first 30 minutes. Closing the half, Indiana essentially blew the game open late in the second quarter, following up with a Charlie Becker 36-yard touchdown with another score after a strip sack in the Ducks' final possession, as Oregon drove down the field with 3 seconds left in the game and missed a field goal. Tony Lucas said, I thought the AFC South would be first Colts 13-4, Jaguars 13-4, Texans 6-11, and Titans 4-13. The 2026 Peach Bowl is back underway. Indiana reviewed their second half kickoffs. They look to protect the 35-7 lead. The story of the first half was a complete Hoosier dominance. Here's the latest as we move into the third quarter. The third quarter strategy is Indiana's objective. Since the Hoosiers deferred the coin toss to get the ball this half, look for them to lean on the running game with Roman Henry and Kalen Black to mix the clock, to milk the clock, and keep Oregon's offense off the field. Oregon's objective, Oregon quarterback Dante Moore needs to fire rhythm quickly. After 3 first-half turnovers, the Ducks are likely to switch to a high-tempo, nothing-to-lose passing attack and try to bridge the 28-point gap. The Mendoza factor is Fernando Mendoza's first-half stats are really perfect. 10 of 11, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns. He targeted 3 different receivers, Omar Cooper Jr., Charlie Beck, and Elijah Sarek, making it nearly impossible for the Ducks to double-team any one threat. Game protection. Indiana maintains level of play. They're on track to a historical day with Miami at the national championship game on January 19th. Oregon has shown that they can score fast, but they never overcome a deficiency this large under Dan Lanning. And AFC West, I thought that the first would be the Raiders 13-3-1, Chiefs would be 12-4-1, Chargers 11-6, and Broncos 10-7. Type it in the chat. Who do you think is going to win the second half? Type it in the chat. Will Oregon make a comeback or will Indiana win this game? Type it in the chat. Thank you for tuning in to Totem Pole Nation. We've been live for an hour and 53 minutes, and we are at 973 views right now. 973 views. Tony Lucas Smith says AFC North. Bengals first, 9-8, Ravens 9-8, Steelers 9-8, Browns 6-11. Let's get to 1,000 views. Our watch time is 9.2 hours. And we have 973 views. Let's get to 1K views before the start of the second half. Let's get to 1K views before the start of the second half.
Championship is presented by Mercedes-Benz and what a road it has been for Miami quarterback Carson Beck. The first round pick, Bulldog Sidney Pollard, and the final Joey on Mercedes-Benz. The rifle in, under 20 seconds to go. Kings had to hold it off late in Miami in the national championship game. Playing for Atlanta for the first time. Late 2022. What a last look at Miami. What a moment for football to get into.
NFC East, Eagles 8-9, Cowboys 7-9-1, Commanders 4-13, Giants 3-14. Tony Lucas says all my predictions for the 2026-27 schedule.
What impressed me the most was the resiliency they showed to keep playing the next play and overcome the adversity that they created themselves. And I think if you're going to win big games, you have to be able to do that because things are not always going to be perfect. And that's a championship mentality. That's it. You mentioned two of them, but it's one of them. They had the interception in the end zone. It's never been an issue. And they had the pass breakup in the end zone last night. I'm inspired against Ole Miss. They made clutch plays all the way down the stretch. Really good. Truly, we gave this play. Yeah. With the mistake. Yeah. Here's this play. International Championship game, Monday, January 19th, 7:30 Eastern Time, Miami. Against the winner of our game, Hoosiers are up here. International Championship game, Monday, January 19th, 7:30 Eastern Time, Miami. It's the winner of our game.
Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat if you are excited for the 2019, the 2026 national championship game that is played on January 19th.
Wild card weekend wraps up on Monday night. Will Anderson and the Texans going after the Steelers. And the Eli Lane comes up with the 85 pounds. Look at this. That's a better when they use my process. He had two in the second half. They get the first protected touchdown.
Totem Pole Nation.
35-7 second half.
Totem Pole Nation in 2 hours. In 2 hours of the live streaming, we hit 1K views. 1K in 2 hours. Thank you, Totem Pole Nation, for liking, commenting, and subscribing to Totem Pole Nation. We hit 1K views. Madness, thank you for coming in. Coach Lambeau, you are the GOAT. Miami is going to whip. Thank you, Madness, for coming in. Miami is going to whoop Indiana. Yes. Because it's all about the U. It's all about the U, baby. It's all about the U. And we support Miami, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, Mario Cristobal, Shannon Dawson, Alex Mirabal.
Gemstone is a top seller on HomeDepot.com for a reason. It gives your home that premium stone look for about half the cost and delivers a 208% return on investment. Want to save and add more to your home's bottom line? Text Depot to 59583 for your exclusive Home Depot discount on Gemstone. That is DEPOT to 59583. Don't move, don't wait, don't overspend.
Who's your best bet in the NFL this weekend? The best bet would be the Chicago Bears to beat the Green Bay Packers at home. Fanbo Podcast 3638. I see your Oregon season is over. Well, I'm not an Oregon fan. I'm just wearing a hat. I got plenty of hats. I got a Miami hat, a Virginia Tech hat, a Clemson hat, Oregon hat. I got plenty of hats. I'm actually a Virginia Tech and a Notre Dame fan. I got a Notre Dame shirt, so I'm actually a Tech and Notre Dame fan. There you go. Um, I'm thinking Carolina under whatever points they give them. Madness says I like it. The Bears. I think the Bears could beat the Packers. They ain't got Micah Parsons. And they got Travion Diggs. He's playing, but like Travion Diggs coming out of injury too. So the Packers, I don't know how to just go suffocate them without Micah Parsons. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Fambo podcast. I got the Panthers beating the Rams. Madness says, how much gear does your college team give you? Is it unlimited? It's not unlimited like Division One. It's not like Notre Dame. I know somebody that was the director of football operations at Virginia State. She came in before me. Shout out to Ariel. I don't know her last name. Ariel was her name. She was the director of football operations at Virginia State, and she's now at Notre Dame. So they get unlimited gear to Division One, but we get enough gear for Division Two, so we get enough. I say we get what we need. But I got plenty of shoes. I got plenty of. I got like a whole. I think I got a whole basket load of gear. Hayden Gotsby says, Oregon, what the F is you doing? Fanbo Podcast says, Pats, Jags, Houston, 49ers, Panthers, and Bears. I like Pats, Jags, Houston, 49ers, Rams, and the Bears. That's probably who I would take. Hayden Gospel says Indiana is going all the way. Tony Lucas says, pinless, please. Indiana 35-7, Oregon third quarter. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Rod Brohart says, can't wait. Miami will dominate this. Bring it. Rod Brohart, thank you for coming in the Totem Pole Nation. I know you're going to bring it. And Miami is going to bring it. Mario Cristobal. Indiana thinks they're playing Georgia, playing TCU.
Maybe. Hey, maybe. Yeah. That's a
Third
good
down.
girl. That's a good girl.
Indiana 35, Oregon 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 9-10. We got about 9-10 left in the third quarter. Who is this?
Hey, sweetie. Oh, man. Wow.
This game is over, chat.
Yeah.
This game is over. Wow, what a play. Touchdown. This game is over.
Yeah. This game's over.
Total Pole Nation. We already had about 1,000 views already. We already hit 1,000.
1.1 thousand.
Yeah, we had 1.1 thousand.
What a blessing. Man.
42 to
Wow.
7.
Dude. They're really like, I'm glad I changed my pick. It's like they're proving a point. It's like it's too easy for us. Ah,
Will, type in the chat. Type in the chat. Will Indiana put up 40 on Miami? Type it in the chat. Will Indiana put up 40 on Miami? Because I don't think so. I don't think Indiana's put up 40 on Miami. Not with that defensive line. Their defense is a lot better than Oregon's.
Hey, Lambo, man, I'm gonna go to bed, man. Thank you, brother.
Totem Pole Nation, you have a great night.
Yeah, man. Oh,
You got to end it. Don't let me end it on my end.
I don't know why.